Welcome back, friends. I'm Simon.
I'm Ellie.
And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell thing. That would be very kind of you indeed. Now, we cover a lot of giant Hollywood blockbusters on our channel, but we also like to cover more indie content, smaller movies, documentaries that just touch our heartstrings. And one of those that we covered a long time ago was called Life After the Navigator, an amazing story about the star of Flight of the Navigator, the classic 80s sci-fi movie, and the journey that he'd been on since that movie released. And we loved that documentary. We also loved Life After the Flash that was made by the same director, Lisa Downs. Lisa reached out to us after our video on that, and we did an interview and just absolutely loved what she was doing with those Life After movies. Now, at the time, she mentioned to us that she had an idea to make a documentary called Life After the Neverending Story to tell the story of Noah Hathaway, the actor who played Atreyu in that movie. And a trailer just dropped. We haven't spoken to Lisa for quite a while, and that's our bad. But we did really want to check out Life After the Neverending Story. So we're going to talk about our thoughts on it. If you want to hear what we think, stick around until after the trailer. But for now,
let's go.
Let's do it.
The making of the Never-Ending Story was a real roller coaster ride, a wild roller coaster ride.
This movie was something that everybody could relate to.
One of the greatest films that has ever been made, in my opinion.
This is the place where the Never-Ending Story was shot.
The story itself is really, really profound and deep.
It gives me goosebumps even to just talk about it now.
And me!
Everything
Story. It's got that X factor.
Noah, he's had a lot of trauma from the business.
I had to learn how to walk again.
Anybody who's been famous since they were a child to an adult, I can assure you that they're not in reality.
Yeah, cash literally saved my life. And I just lost my mom last week. Dog was much harder.
You're looking at 30 years of neglect.
I know Michael Ende didn't like the film.
Wolfgang's ego became even bigger.
Diciamo, più semplice e più efficace.
And the painting is telling me what to do. The horse was really going down there.
I tell people I got a fishbowl with dollar bills. Please take one because I know you went to therapy.
This is the first time I'm back in Munich since I was 10 years old.
So many of us as children of the 80s are now adults. We're showing it to other generations over the years, and it just remains a part of our lives.
People hark back to that time in their life before responsibility, before, dare I say it, some pain.
It's perfect.
But that's another story.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. You know, it just, not only does this look fantastic, but it reminded me of just how emotional the previous two Life After documentaries were and how much they affected us. But what did you think of the trailer for Life After Neverending Story?
It looks really fascinating. I think what I loved about her previous movies was that she really does a deep dive on what the actors went through and what the other creators went through. So like the writers, the composers, and obviously she's looking through the props and things like that. But it's not just, oh, this is how the movie was made and this is what happened after. She's actually kind of sitting with the people, and I'm looking forward to finding out more about that, because I think a lot of people know. I think one of the things I know was referring to in that clip was when the horse was stuck in the swamp. He ended up, I think, trapped in the mechanism, or there was a malfunction.
Oh, wow.
And he was really badly hurt. And it was a huge mistake, and it was a serious issue. And I'm not sure if there was another incident that he ended up needing physical therapy for, but I know that is one that most people know about. So I'm looking forward to finding out more, like directly from him. I think one of Lisa's other gifts is she actually manages to connect to these actors who have had trauma connected to the industry, who have kind of shied away from being connected to any kind of publicity. Like a lot of them, you do see that a lot with child actors, is often they'll do this one role, they'll become huge for it, and then you never hear from them again. Then you find out, oh, this person is a vet in upstate New York, and oh, this person is now a psychologist in California and specializes in kind of child stars. And you find out that these people actually either completely distance themselves, or they kind of went into like supporting roles to try to help other people in their situation. And I think Lisa's just fantastic at being able to connect with those people in a way way that they really they feel confident that they're going to be heard and not exploited further. And I think that's such a gift. And so I'm really looking forward to hearing about Noah and Tami and kind of their experiences.
Yeah, indeed. And I think that's what I've loved about the past two documentaries as well, is they're both a love letter to movies that many of us have loved. I mean, Flight of the Navigator just captured my imagination as a child. The Flash was just monumental at the time. And the same with Neverending Story. My sister was in love with this movie, had it on VHS, must have watched it 1,000 times in the time, and you was right, yeah. It took me years to get the theme song out of my head. But yeah, so not only are these documentaries a love story, two movies that have been incredibly impactful on society and the communities, but also, you know, telling individual stories within that, and through the telling of an individual story, in this case Noah and Tami's stories, I hope you'll be able to see the people around them who worked with them and their stories as well. And it really gives you an insight into not just how projects like this affect people, but also the level of effort and care that it takes to build the village that creates this kind of an output. So wow, I'm so excited to see this. It releases on April 6th. I need to check where. I'll put a link in the description below, but previously they've been available on Prime Video, and as I say, we have loved the heck out of these documentaries. They're incredibly emotional and just heartwarming and just lovely. So thank you so much, Lisa, for doing this. Thank you to the cast and crew of Neverending Story for being involved as well. We cannot wait to see the story that you have to tell the world, and we hope you enjoyed our video. If you did, we will see you very soon, friends, on the next Nerd Safari.
Peace out, nerds.